That's how you end when you play versus our control. Enjoy your one draw against the might of the Shark Empire. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we are having very competitive deck, which has really blown my mind. After I've played it, I thought it's just another deck, but man, this deck is extremely powerful, and you can win like in Mythic most of your games, which is pretty insane. And what I really like about this deck is that's the first deck I've seen that really takes advantage of Yahenni Expertise in a way that doesn't feel like a drawback at all in any situation I've played it. So this is thanks to Go Blank, Kaito and Narset, also Svyelun, but to a lower extent I must say. But when you sweep with -3/-3 and suddenly you destroy his hand, and usually you do it when he has 2 cards, like man, this is game winning move. Enemy is top decking with no board, with no nothing. And on top of it, you have Meathook Massacre, that is amazing. It's just 1 card, but it changes the game in such a way that you wouldn't believe. Yeah, we have also March of the Wretched Sorrow, so our life is no problem in this game. You really can outreach all the burn decks and all the aggro decks. They just cannot even get close. You will see in one of the games how insanely powerful this combination is. So watch until the end. Those games were amazing, honestly, and I was blown how powerful this deck was. So, what exactly are we doing outside of removing and sweeping? We have Shark Typhoon. They usually close the game, so don't get trapped into thinking that you always cycle those. You really cast them for 6 many times in this deck, and they are mostly for closing the game. A sweet combo that you can do also with Yahenni Expertise is when you have Shark Typhoon as a hard cast, so you create tokens. When you play Yahenni, you sweep everything up to 3 toughness. And guess what? This has 4 mana cost, so the tokens that you create aren't swept, and you suddenly have the board, while enemy usually loses everything. So that's pretty sweet. You have 1 Ashiok, and Kaito is amazing as this deck. Like, especially after you sweep with Yahenni, you play Kaito, you -2 him, he phases out, enemy is in a horrible spot, and next turn he pretty much needs to answer Kaito, Ninja, and your full hand with options. And if not, you just start drawing cards over and over until enemy just scoops out because he gets outpowered by a lot. And it's only 3 mana, so I must say Kaito is better and better the more you play it. Narset amazing, Svyelun not the most exciting card, but it's high stats and draws cards for each attack, so that's definitely something you want to play with Yahenni, so very good combination. And overall we have also Memory Deluge. The only small problem that I've seen this deck having is reloading. Sometimes you just whiff on a lot of draws and you draw the removal, but so far at some point you get 1 Memory Deluge or 1 Narset, and that's usually enough to start the value train, especially if you are unlucky with the draws. Usually when you hit 1, the rest follows, so not a big issue, and I didn't really have any troubles with it except very few situations, and it usually ends well anyway. So we have Castle Vantress also for this situation, Otawara, Hive, and you know the usual package. Hall of the Storm Giants is always great. And this deck, seriously, if you like those colors, if you want to play Historic Control, definitely try this deck. It's one of the best I have played in quite some time, so enjoy it. And also, if you like the decks and you want to have more decks for free, just click the subscribe button and like and comment and tell me what you think about this deck, how it went for you, and it really helps support the channel, and thank you for every positive thing. Awkward laugh at the end, great. So enjoy the games and really try this deck, I really recommend it. Okay, so enemy is going first, but we have Bloodchief first, so we are in okay spot. We have quite a lot of blue mana, so Archmage Charm is on the table, and enemy is going full crazy with the goblins, starting from the starting turn. So if you want to Bloodchief first, we should probably start with this, then follow it up with this, and then play Island and then Castle, so each of our rounds is... yeah. That's a card that I would really like to have. What a mean person. We definitely kill Robber. That's a bit too scary to be left alive. And starting from the next turn, we can start going with the Meathook Massacre. Like, if he plays only one toughness creatures, that's pretty amazing. And they are rogues. This is a little suspicious. Not sure what the mana is here. I will really do it. Like, it seems like some kind of play at the end step, but I have no idea what creature could have flash. Okay, that's fine. And we start to get healing, which is pretty huge. And Yahenni Expertise is amazing. Like, if he plays Bone Crusher, we just play this, and maybe even cast Archmage Charm to draw cards, just for the like tempo acceleration. We'll definitely getting rid of all of this, and I will just draw cards, you know. Cards are cool. And thanks to Meathook, we start healing so much. Like, Meathook Massacre in Historic can seem a bit, you know, too slow, but at the same time it gives you so much HP. It's insane. So I think we go for him when he's tapped. We could exile Kaito, then kill this, and when he activates... Oh, it's Castle, it's not the book, so whatever. Whatever, bro. And March is amazing. Like, look how much we are healing. We healed 4, 5, and previously I think 4. So we would be at 4 and we would nearly die right now. Let's go for black. And let's go for Kaito. So we can start drawing cards. I'm thinking that we are in an amazing spot right now. So he will activate the den, and then we kill it, and that's it. That's sad. This is super sad, but well, that's what happens. If he plays the Bone Crusher, we might even Fatal Push it. Okay. And you want to do it before the attack phase, so he doesn't get the token. So he can get 1 mana, but it's not a main phase, so only instants work. And we keep healing, man, like, this is so crazy. So we definitely attack. And I'm pretty sure we want Memory Deluge. This is what we will do anyway. We don't have other plays. So I think this... Oh man, is it Narset or Shark Typhoon? Both are amazing. So he plays the Giant for 3 mana. Then we kill the Giant for what? 3, and we can have Narset mana. I think Narset is correct. I think Narset is correct. And then we can start refilling, and enemy has empty board, which is usually how we like, sure. Why not, right? Why not? Okay. What will he get? A land. That's good. That's good. Okay. Outside of this robber, everything according to plan. So, if we know what we do, let's start with Narset and see what we draw. Maybe it changes our play. We have quite a lot of cards that can do it. We have Memory Deluge in the graveyard, so we are fine with the value. Okay, so 3 damage. Okay, perfect. This is so perfect right now. And I will wait for the enemy to pump the creatures. Oh no, because then they get the rogue trigger. Okay, so we know everything right now. So let's start. If not, the Meathook Massacre would be so dead right now. And then the March. This is one of the reasons I really like this deck. Oh man, and we can go for Narset. Like, we can go for memory combo, which will win us the game. So, sure. Especially that we have Hall of the Storm Giants. I will highlight it so enemy sees it. So I need to make sure that he won't attack. Then we can counter whatever he plays, which is a bit easier. Anax. Like, sure, whatever happens, we do at the end step what we want to do. He knows that there's no point in attacking, and thanks to us not doing it main phase, it's just better. I don't like Anax. He's a mean thing. Land is fine. And let's go into the memory. Enjoy your one card. Enjoy your one card, my friend. And you know what's better? Having another fatal push. Oh man, this is so great. I love this deck. This deck is just pure power. Permanent left the battlefield, so we can do this thing. And we pretty much have all the tools, like we can have fun all day, all night. Of course, enemy has his stuff. He won't attack with anything else, so I don't want to risk him hitting any good card that suddenly makes him, you know, in the game. That's fine. And we can start drawing, I guess. Let's go for Heartless Act, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Otawara is very good here, so let's not do. And we just smorg the Shark Typhoon. And we can start closing the game. With this we can start making blockers, so probably between 1 and 3 turns before he scoops, which is definitely enough for us. If he has Embercleave, he will play it, so let's see. He either pumps with the castle or plays Embercleave. Sure. Never didn't have it. Sure. Oh, no. Because he will make a token. And we want him to target first. Very nice. Thank you for cooperating. Submit 0. Autoplay. And we get a very nice big shark. This is also one of the synergies. If you play high X, you make a big shark, so you pretty much can create shark from all your mana always. Pretty insane. Wow, that game was amazing. Okay, so we have a lot of removal. If enemy is a creature deck, we are in a very good spot. If not, I hope enemy has creatures. So, Bloodchief first, sorcery, so we definitely don't need untapped land, and the rest is untapped. So our basic play is Shark Typhoon on turn 3, and it seems we are hitting the mother load with the aggressive deck from the enemy, and he will have a lot of discard, I believe. So it's like deck with this 3 damage, 1 mana madness thing, Rotwalas and things like this. So do we want to kill it? We definitely need to kill it quickly. Even though we have Sweeper, I really don't want to let it stack, because they can empty hand pretty quickly, and we won't know what is it, because it's face down always. So this one doesn't have haste, and I think now we can stop removing the creatures. Yeah, with Shark Typhoon it should be okay. Funny play, you can sweep with Yahenni, and also get Meathook Massacre on the field. But yeah, it's not really worth it, to be honest. Let's go for black. We have very black hand right now. And I think we can easily kill everything with Yahenni Expertise. So best draw right now would be something like Kaito, so we can start our own, you know, thing. Okay, so This is okay overall. We will block everything, so the more he pumps it, the worse for him. Okay, so that's interesting choice. So he decided to play it before attacking. Okay, he didn't hit run, so pretty whiff. Okay, he did attack. He might have something for 1 mana, but it's very possible he doesn't have it, and we just get easy block. I don't think there's much reason to wait with it. Okay, enemy definitely has something. Go blank. Not sure how good is it. It might be good at some point. Well, actually, we can go for Yahenni. Oh man, we missed a land, but other than this, wow, that's actually amazing. What enemy can have? This one is a sorcery, so that's not it. He doesn't have any kind of instant. Unless this holds priority? I'm not sure about this card. If it holds priority or just acts as a normal round. So what exactly can we do? It's either Kaito or go blank. And honestly, I think we go Kaito. Even if he can kill it, we get pretty much 2 instances of something, because we get Ninja as a blocker and also Kaito and also Phase Out. So if he doesn't have 1 mana instant, he cannot kill it. And even if he has, he needs like 2 cards to answer it. And we don't know when we hit the land. So even if he kills it, we get the token anyway, and that's pretty sweet. Okay, and now the truth. Can he kill it in an instant? If he plays this and creates tokens, that's perfect. Oh, that's a wizard. Something that we should have kept in mind. I hope he creates a full board of stuff. Okay, so this saved us 3 damage, and this Kaito saved us total 6 damage. That's pretty huge. Man, I'm so sad we didn't hit it. It sucks so much. This would be such a perfect hand. So we would basically play Yahenni Expertise, go blank, and enemy is in top deck mode, and we have full hand of removal. But what can you do? At this point I still think it's worth it. They don't have haste, so there's a world when we could wait, but I think it's a bit too greedy. Like if enemy plays some big creature, and then we play Meathook Massacre and suddenly we get hit before it on, it just seems like super bad play. And Meathook Massacre, the faster it comes into play, the better for you. Worst case, we can just march for million damage. And I think we kill it very quickly. Finally. Now go blank is useless. So missing land was extremely unfortunate. Last turn this would be game winning play. Right now it's still like okay play. We can still exile it very easily. One of the good things about the March, it always gets bigger with every card. So what exactly are we doing? I think we go for Fatal Push. That's good enough. If enemy plays another creature that dies to Yahenni, then we might not play a removal. Okay, so we kill the creature and he gets rid of his deserts. We could go for a huge heal. This would ensure that we have more time, but I think with Meathook we should be fine. So the most safe play would be just to play this, exile, go blank, and probably one Yahenni. Wow! Wow, this is how you draw the wrong part of the deck. Or maybe we wasted Kaito, I guess, so maybe that's on me. We'll see. We are at 7. Okay, enemy cannot... when you use March, you really need to be careful about enemy killing his own creature. But given enemy cannot, when attacks, so we don't want to allow this, because that's a free draw. So, we go for 3, 5, 7. And we exile those 2. Like... I don't really think that's a huge issue that he has graveyard. I prefer 2 HP, I think it's just better. And look, we were at 7, even thanks to Meathook, and now we will be at 15. Hello. Oh yes, that's good card. We can play it. We could play Yahenni and then cast it for draw. So pretty nice game overall. And you can see the power of Meathook, like how much it healed us together with March. We are at 15 and this is just good game. Okay, so we are going first with a very good hand pretty much. The only issue is not having triple brew. And we have black cards, so I think we start with this. Probably for an island. Then we play the swamp and then we make a decision. Probably white. There's an argument for the second black, but we can decide it later. And I still have the wrong island here. That's outrageous. So, I think we should kill it. I expect next turn play to be Druid, which is 3 mana, and it makes it unkillable with this. Okay, and only this as a only play is a bit better for us overall. We can play Narset, but it dies. But it helps us to find a sweeper, which can be very important. I will play this as a land. I think it's better overall. And this can be a very important decision. Enemy won't be really drawing cards, so we only get draw and 2 HP from whole display. But still, I think it's better to Narset, because finding a sweeper will probably mean victory. Wow, that's a pretty good card. It's risky, but probably we lose Narset, so maybe. Depending on if he plays the Lord card or like future value card. So it will save us 3 HP. Oh yes, perfect. So when do we do it? We need definitely second black. And I think we go for Shark Typhoon. Like, I don't really think Narset is very relevant, but drawing card, like if we can hit Kaito with Yahenni Expertise, we are golden. Okay, that's a lot of damage, but at the same time, perfect target for the Yahenni. Like, man, I'm so happy about this already. Okay, enemy is smart and sees that the Narset doesn't really do anything. We could Fatal Push something, but it's not worth it. Let's just make... You know what, I don't see any difference, so let's keep up Fatal Push in case of, I don't know, stuff. Just stuff. I won't use it just for 3 damage when we are at 20. Okay, that's pretty legit. So first, we might draw a Taplan, so let's start with this. And let's be honest, this is definitely something we are going to play. We want to draw some cards. Oh man. Sucks that we didn't draw it now, but still pretty good. And we have Fatal Push open. Enemy sees it, actually. Oh right, I forgot he sees it. Probably the big eye icon should tell me this, but didn't work out. Okay, he doesn't have the uncounterable elves thing for 1 mana, so we aren't scared about this too much. When enters the battlefield, if you control another elf. But my... oh no, we didn't lose anything. So I guess we can do it as well later. I still think we diminish a bit his board, because other than this he only has 1 attack creatures, which isn't scary. We could go blank. And you know what, this pretty much is the same as countering spell, and we can still counter his next play, so I think it's fine. It's fine. Like, I must say that I'm really happy with the performance of Go Blank overall, and with Yahenni, if you hit the combo, it's so insane. Like, you can sweep his board and also ensure that nothing comes after. And I could steal one of the creatures, but honestly I prefer to get more cards. Cards are how we win this game. Because we probably want Ashiok. Maybe we start with this, so we keep up the counter spell. You know what, I'm greedy. Even if he hits Collected Company, we can kill the biggest card, hopefully. And we have blocker. Like, we can remove one of the creatures. Yep, and seems that that was correct decision. Okay, so every time you start first with Meathook Massacre, it's way better than if you don't. Like, I must say, I always had some issues with Meathook being a bit too slow, but so far it provides so much life gain that it won us so many games. I really start to like this card. Svyelun, pretty good, but we will see. Extinction Event, probably game-winning card at some point. We could bluff, but I don't think it's worth 2 HP. Okay. Okay, and that's a pretty huge choice for the rest of the game, but I really think we go for this, because this creates pressure for the rest of the game, and we can start drawing cards when we have to. It's also a great blocker. Okay, and I think it might be funny, but I think we are winning right now. By a lot. Even and odd. Probably the correct play would be to keep up the counter spell, but enemy doesn't have any pressure. Like, what am I doing? He needs to play something on the board to even be relevant. So this is one of the reasons this card is in the deck. It's pretty powerful on the stats, and the fact that you can draw card every time you attack just makes it highest priority target. The only issue here is the fact that we need to keep the guard down, but with Meathook Massacre it should be very fine. We could also start drawing cards. Okay, so we can exile everything, but I think we go for the Svyelun. Honestly, I will draw cards. Like, I feel that not drawing and trying to go for double counterspell is just so crazy greedy. You know what? You can see the power of the March. Like, how amazing this is. Too? Yes, I know. I know what I'm doing, don't worry. You can see how extremely powerful this card is. Like, holy moly. And we just swept the board without playing a sweeper. Oh man, I feel so evil. We could play this. And we will play this. And I made a mistake. I honestly didn't want to play this. So for this reason I played the tap land. I should play it untapped to have Heartless Act. That's a big mistake, but hopefully we don't get too punished. Even if he hits well, we can sweep it probably. Okay, pretty good. So, what exactly are we doing? We can sweep the board. I think first we attack and see what's cooking. Not much. Definitely not much. So he needs to cast the Angel. He has one Collected Company down, and he shouldn't draw another one too easily. And then he's actually at 12 only. Oh man, like, I think we can take this turn to start with the Hall. And we will see if he plays very cheap angels that he can play 2 of them. So this is an angel, so he will get 2 triggers. Let's think actually, because we might sweep everything next turn and it might be worth it. So 4 and 4, but it doesn't matter. When you gain life, put a counter, so it's 4/4. Unless he plays something else, but we can counter it then. But then he creates okay. The tokens is a bit too much. I cannot really deal with the tokens efficiently. Fateful Absence. Sure! Oh man, I love this play. It's perfect. So now we don't lose anything from the Meathook, and he even gave us back the card. And he wasted his card and his turn. That's perfect. I really enjoy enemy plays so far. But we really need to start drawing something except lands. So, we should probably attack. But if he's smart, he will do something weird. And, like, best case, we trade with the block. So like, we deal 3 damage and do nothing. So, let's not overthink it. It needs to be 4. Enemy's tapped out, so that's fine. And we still deal 1 damage. Oh, triggers. I love those triggers so much. 24. And we still have Fatal Push. We also have Fabled Passage left for the combo, so we can revolt for 4 if we really need to. Right now the problem is that we don't draw anything really that's value-based, like Planewalkers or stuff like this. Svyelun was pretty fun, but yeah. Okay, that's a good card to have in 16 top cards of your deck. Okay, so I guess we are back to the square one. We didn't lose anything. Do we? Actually, I think we need to start probably Bloodchief firsting him, because it's slower version. So let's play land. Let's play the Bloodchief first, kill this. And thanks to the Meathook Massacre, we really have a lot of time. Like, this token will probably heal us the same as he damages us, or something like this. Being at 25, we have so much time. So hopefully he doesn't draw 2 mana of those. Okay, I think I might wait until he pays the mana next turn, hopefully, and then kill it. Okay, that's a good draw. That's a good draw. Probably I think we want to draw cards with it. So at this point we don't do anything, because it also threatens enemy with the Hall of the Storm Giants, so it might prevent damage for free. Okay, so party creatures spell in the hand. Okay, sure. So that's still 4. He needs 1 more life gain to trigger danger. This will be Spirit, not Danger, so it won't trigger anything. And let's just do it. Enemy is just offering a free kill on his bishop. He cannot pay the ward. Like, he has 3 mana together, he cannot play land, and he cannot pay 3 mana on top of any spell in the game. So I think he just missed it. Which is amazing, because we get free removal just for free, and we still can Fatal Push if we want. So what's the play, my mythic 500 top player? What was the plan here? I honestly think he didn't notice, because I cannot imagine any card that punishes us right now. It's 7/7, so it's not like he will buff it by 6 attack. And the enemy seems a little bit baffled with the situation. We also wait until the damage to kill the angel, this way he doesn't get the token. stop at the end of the turn. I want to do it before the end phase, so like, he's not getting life, but I just want to make sure there are no shenanigans. So let's get the Fetid Passage. Heartless Act is very good here, so we leave it, and Fatal Push is a bit harder to use overall. Especially that we can answer all the tokens. We have a lot of blue spells, like with the Archmage Charm, so let's go for blue. Now we can target the Angel. I always like to bait enemy into pumping it, but it might be a bit too greedy. Especially that enemy has 2 cards in the hand. So, now he has no tokens because he threw away his bishop, which actually was a prime target for removal. We get life. We got so much life, we are at 21 still. Like, look, we are a higher HP than we started the game with. How insane is it? And now we can start deluging together with counterspell, which is huge. So this turn definitely we want to Memory Deluge at the end step. So enemy drew 1/3 of the deck with 2 collected companies, so I think the risk of him drawing another one is very small, and that's the main card that we are scared of right now. Just because it gives him pretty much a big board if he's lucky. So no, we don't like this. Angel of Destiny. Okay, so this is +1/+1, but it's not a counter, which is extremely important, because we need to target something without counters. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, you and that player each gain that much life. At the beginning of your end step, if you have at least 15 more than you are starting life total, each player this attack loses the game. So we can pretty much negate this and future turn damage. If I'm correct, it's just good for us. Yes, please. Nice, and we just kill it right now. I must say, enemy plays are amazingly good for us. He really helps us with winning this game. So we pretty much Yahenni and go blank, and he's with nothing. So let's kill it and get even more life. And I think I will keep the counter spell. So let's start with this, and we won't be able to use the Hall of the Storm Giants or Memory Deluge. So no reason to do it. And huge part of me doing this play is go blank, because that pretty much destroys everything he has, and he's in like full top deck mode, which is pretty awful, considering we have a counter spell. And guess what? We are at 24. Oh man, I love this card so much right now. We could steal it, but it's just not a great idea overall. Oh man, that's a game-winning card. Sure. So now we can counter something, draw something, and create tokens. And that's the card that will close the game. I suspect between 2 and 3 turns to win the game. So, we should probably counter it. We have Memory Deluge, so we should counter it. It also makes sure that there's no attack possible. And we cannot really use Hall of the Storm Giants. Oh man, now we are really doing it. Sure. Yeah, I guess. And I will attack. We need to work on his HP, it's a bit too high. So in case he gets an Angel token making things, we can just smork him through the HP. Oh man. Like, this is so brutal. Okay, I think he scoops this turn. Especially when he sees what we drew. Oh man, this deck is amazing. It's one of the better decks I have played since long time. So, I guess we are having 7 mana for the Memory Deluge, so smork. And I think probably enemy just sees his draw and scoops. Yep, you can explode now. Okay, that's a pretty good draw. Not enough, but pretty good draw. Nice. So, what are we doing, my friend? And we can kill him next turn, I think, with the Memory Deluge. Enjoy. It's like, he's healing a bit, but it's 14-23. Okay, so it's very close, but we would have to get something more to kill him. So I think we go full value, because that's what we lacked so far. And let's draw first. Maybe we get something that wins the game. Not sure what, but maybe. And let's get counter spell to close the game. I won't activate the hole because then he can just block it and we are out of mana. So not the best play. And honestly, we should probably just get rid of everything he has on the board. We have infinite sharks, so we don't care, and we have counter spells. Oh yeah, right, and also we get free Kaito, and also we get 4/4 tokens, so they don't die. That's actually pretty neat combo with Yahenni and Shark Typhoon. The tokens that you create don't die, so it's one side swipe pretty much. Like, enemies doing it all for me. Okay, so whatever, doesn't really matter. But actually, it was true. He could put the counters on one of the tokens who would kill it, but it was still a bit better. And we can start drawing, so enemy is in a huge, extreme trouble. And you know what, I think at this point we want to show him who's the boss and shatter his dreams. Oh man, I'm such a mean person inside and I'm so happy right now. Enjoy! That's how you end when you play versus our control. Enjoy your one draw against the might of the Shark Empire. Double Shark Typhoon is so crazy. So I think Mr. Ratu, top 500 mythic, will just probably rope us, I think. Okay, so basically our friend Ratu decided to rope for full duration of 4 breaks, and in the end I just want to show you guys, for anyone doubting this card, we ended the game against this Angel aggro at 27 HP, which is pretty crazy, with full board of Planewalkers, Sharks and stuff. So that's pretty powerful, and really, like, the healing we get from this, especially against red decks, is just such a big lifesaver. Usually you just lose by last 4 HP that you have, and they can burn you with like desert lands. But with Meathook Massacre you are just completely out of range for those things, and it's still pretty good sweeper. Like, there's always a point when you can cast it for like 4, 5 and sweep everything, unless you are like unlucky with the game. And you also have Fatal Push and things like this, so you can just target the one big creature they created.